Hi, I'm Dan Geiger. I'm a professional therapist and I specialize in hypnotherapy. The reality of man is his thought. So the reality of who we are as men or women is what we think. There are hundreds of books written about this, and they come out all the time, and positive thinking, affirmations, all of this. All the sacred scriptures of all the religions have talked about this. It's nothing new, but it's something we just kind of forget. Individuals need to learn to love themselves before they can love others.
What does personal unity mean?
Well, there's lots of ways people talk about that. But personal unity for us is that we can all recall that moment that we were that pure little spirit, created noble in the eyes of God, and we could do anything and everything, and nothing could stop us, and life was good. And that's who we really are as human beings. That's that true self, that unified self. And then as life progresses, we kind of get pulled away from that in lots of different ways. That we start thinking otherwise, that, gee, I have problems, I struggle now in my life. And sometimes you'll hear people say that gee, I don't feel like myself anymore. I remember a time when things were different. Personal unity as a Baha'i, for me, I think it's the combination of that, the emotional and spiritual unity, where we feel good about ourselves, in that we know who we are, who our true self is, and our true self is that noble being created by God. The spiritual aspect, I think, is when we have that connection with God. And so I see it as this, perhaps you could think of it this way as a metaphor, that God is the transmitter and source of all truth and knowledge. And it flows down to us via the Holy Spirit, and that's the conduit. So we as human beings are like the receiver. So God is the transmitter and we're the receiver. And then there's a part of us that I like to think of as the inner spirit, or you might think of it as the common faculty. Abdul Baha talks about this in the Baha'i writings, that it's the tuner. And so we all know, as if you have a radio and it's tuned up, it works great, and the message is loud and clear and things are working nicely. When it's not in tune, then they're static and the message is garbled and we struggle. So as human beings, that same thing happens to us. When we get out of tune with ourselves and with God, then we struggle as a human being.